also reframing, I guess, challenge as a concept, because the ambition that you've just talked of there, where you still have goals, you're just not pinning them to an acute result. Having that sort of ambition and having challenges previously for you, I know, meant struggle, and struggle then equaled joy. That was the equation that I'm sure most people in sort of world-class sports would feel is appropriate. You train and you fight and you struggle and you push yourself, and then you are allowed joy at the end of it. And I think we probably all do that in, sort of smaller ways with everyday stuff. And I guess a lot of that is seeped in not believing we deserve just to feel joy, just to wake up and think, I'm allowed to feel joyful. Like, I know I've definitely felt either maybe guilt around that I could just feel joyful without bringing in the past or other world things going on and awful crises we see around the world, or just getting into a bad habit of going, right, I know when I work really hard, good stuff happens and I can feel good about it. It's just sort of like boring learned behaviour that I've certainly got really sort of tired of dealing with. And I think everybody wants to know that we can just feel that inner joy without the struggle bit first. For you, do you think you weren't landing on that natural joy from the engagement and being in a flow state because you felt it wasn't appropriate or you didn't deserve it? What was the reason?
I had a strong perfectionist tendency.
Yeah,
which
God.
Which is interesting, because it's funny that people put that on a pedestal as being some kind of really powerful character trait. But for me personally, speaking from my own personal experience, I'm aware of this now because you just said, so you've got it. So I'm not speaking for you. Oh, no.
You can. It's
oh,
fine.
no.
People have said far worse.
No.
You can say whatever you like.
Not at all. This is all about me. Everything's all about me. The perfectionist side was an arrogant perspective, because it's ultimately saying, I've come into a life, I know who I should be. So I want to own all my learnings before I get them. Ultimately, I don't want any learnings, because I already have the answer and I'm going to deliver it to the universe. And when the universe didn't sort of agree, I got really, really sort of back up and flustered by it and sort of said, how dare you? Let me show you. Now, that's kind of one way to do it. It's extremely damaging and it divisive as well, because it not only divides you from the universe in that way, but in a more surface level, divides you from others.
Yeah.
Hugely. You become hugely judgmental because you're so sure of where you are and what things need to be. And it was all fear-based. It was all based probably on some sort of conditional understanding at the beginning that I was hugely concerned about certain things I couldn't resolve, mortality, all of these other things about shame, guilt, these kind of things. And the only way to write them was to have the impeccable CV by the end of it.
Yeah.
To be able to say, check that out, to everyone.
We think someone's like going to hold up a scorecard and go, 10, you did so well. And
Yeah.
no one's going to do that.
But that 10 is such a weird 10.
Yeah.
Because the 10 is one where someone shows you a 10, which happened to me in my life. I got shown a lot of 10s.
Yeah.
And you kind of go, the behaviour is, oh, don't. Yeah, it's all these guys. You're like, what do you want? You wanted a 10 and now you won't even
You won't
accept
take the 10.
You want to tell me that you're so wrong, and no, don't you dare be telling me I'm a 10, I'm useless. Well, hold on, where are we at with this? It's so up and down. And I think one of the most powerful states for me about saying, okay, so when you feel absolutely incredible, the general sense is anything's possible in life. And what's the conditions around that? I feel effortless, I feel relaxed, I feel just one, I feel trusting, I feel those things. You're kind of like, right, so if we set those conditions, we're going to create this sense of anything is possible. When you're in that sense, you're getting intuition, you get inspiration, you're getting all these kind of things coming up, which is what makes life so expansive and such a curious adventure. Because as I've spoken to someone recently, telling me amazing, sort of saying, yeah, you're almost allowing the universal mind to feel through you. Not I'm feeling, but you're allowing yourself to open to be felt through. And you're like, wow, that's big.
Yeah.
And so inspiration, what's that? It's something bigger than you feeling through you.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's like, what about those, kind of intuitive moments? Well, that's a higher intelligence coming through your intelligence. Whoa, how do you get there? Well, you've got to be effortless, relaxed. You've got to open up to it. So let's open up. What else have you got to do? You've got that curious excitement and anticipation about life, just that little niggle of stress, but the one that's on the correct side of feeling like, it gives my life meaning, and like you said, the ambition. Okay, so just set those conditions. In other words, just enjoy this moment, relax. We can't do it.
No.
And that's the thing, is that the big challenge in life is to say, can you enjoy this moment, irrespective of what's around you? Because you know that when you do fall into that space of enjoying this moment, and that again doesn't mean skipping around, but it means just setting those conditions that you know to be true. Because when you say, I'm feeling that inspiration, give me a best experiential truth of what your conditions are like, this. So let's just set those conditions as much as we can. And people go, I love this. And about an hour later, they're screaming down the phone because they're being put on hold. And you're like, what happened to the conditions? Yeah, oh, yeah, I'll get back to that.
Yeah, I'll do that
hold
tomorrow.
on, now we're doing that now or never thing. So what do you have to do that? I have to stop having such an incredibly strong opinion about everything.
Yeah.
So when someone has a go at me, first thing I do is like, oh, well, it's just this kind of person. No. Why not? Because that takes you out the space. It's not doing anything to them. You can look at someone and go, oh, what an idiot. And they're in the space and you fall out the space. And you kind of go, oh, no, but I wanted them out the space.
Yeah.
So then we try and, I'm feeling out the space. I want you out the space. So I'm going to try and push your buttons or whatever. But the sheer power about, and I've heard many people talk about this in the law of attraction sense, is it's so interesting to think that why, when you're feeling frustration and anger and fear, why does it feel bad? Why can those not be good feelings?
Yeah, or helpful, because you're learning.
Or even just on a surface level, why when you're angry does it not make you go, oh, it's like, no, it hurts. Okay, why does it hurt? Because it's in contradiction or conflict with something which is going in a different direction. But why does it feel good to feel love? Because it's in alignment with something which is already in a certain direction. And that alignment is that, for me, that higher being. So you have that higher being, that higher intelligence is the current. And when you push against it, you get the pain. So as an emotional opportunity to say, I'm feeling rubbish, it's like, yes, I'm out of alignment. Rather than I'm feeling rubbish because that person's done that. I'm feeling rubbish because I'm out of alignment. Because if I was, so you ask yourself, well, what does my higher being and intelligence feel about this situation? Then they ask, well, they love this person, which is why they feel awesome. Right. So what do I need to do to get in alignment with you? Love this person. I can't. Well, then stay as you are then.